18 days remain of Season 3 where Megalodon is going to meet an unfortunate end, with the storyline conclusion already being revealed on the live event that's going to be happening, like the two we've already seen, mini ones occurring in Chapter 5 so far. Believe it or not, so many crazy leaks and revelations have just poured out how this ties into the Marvel-themed season, specifically involving Doctor Doom, as something crazy just happened, validating a ton of other Season 4 leaks to do with Battle Pass skins that are upcoming in this Marvel-themed Battle Pass, so trust me, you want to stick around until the end to get all of this crazy intel today that's just poured out. Code, but mine's only 3 digits long and takes 2 seconds to enter. It would mean the world to me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug now that we've got the brand new cutout, so that means another purchase had to be made. Last video I wanted to know the name of this, so here's a bunch of hearted comments on screen right now that got that right. Today, however, I want to know the name of this, so let me know down below in the comments, and if it gets hearted, it could be showed on screen in the next video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, as after all, it only benefits you, with us gifting different subscribers every single day, with some proof for that recently on screen right now. Real quick before we dive into the story trailer and the demise of Megalodon, or how this is going to happen, as I mentioned at the start of this video, we're only 18 days away from August 16th when Chapter 5 Season 4 is releasing, and the storyline's kicking now into overdrive, involving two factions. Hope, the co-leader of the Underground, of course, with Jones being the leader that we saw in the trailer for Chapter 5 launching, and the Wastelanders brought with the Wasteland area on the Chapter 5 Season 3 island, actually making it bigger than it initially was overall in terms of space taken up in Chapter 5 Season 2 from the comparison on screen. Not many people noticed the island grew with the Wasteland and the Leviathan ship washing up, bringing along Megalodon as the new tyrant of our Fortnite island, and thanks to this all being possible with the Sandstorm, of course, due to the mini live event happening in Chapter 5 Season 2, giving an indication that there was land nearby for him to crash the Leviathan ship into as it ran out of fuel that he's now trying to fuel back up. If it wasn't painfully obvious by his attempts this season to connect an entire constructed rig to extract and fuel nitro into the Leviathan ship over the updates that have passed, this is the final stage in the background pulled into game early, and how it will look also on the minimap as it develops more so, with this being put into the game shortly, as there's only one downtime update before August 16th Chapter 5 Season 4 being 30.40 on August 6th, 10 days prior. With this already being in the files, this final development though, it could simply be hotfixed into the game as a map change, and once all of this is complete, considering his arrival on the Fortnite island was simply coasting without fuel, I dread to think what's going to be possible with a fully operational Leviathan ship, especially with the teeth at the front being incredibly sharp, and thanks to some leaked foreign dialogue translated via the subtitles you're seeing, it seems this is going to be used to shred or tear the island apart fully. I know you've already heard about Persephone in-game, the July crew pack, when wearing Megalodon, interacting with her as an NPC, dares him to sail it down River Styx, but this almost confirms that that isn't going to be the case, as Megalodon wouldn't hold the power here. Instead, as you can see from the route through the entire island, splitting it nearly in half due to its uneven lake structure. Going this specific highlighted route, it would split the island in half, and it looks like this is being foreshadowed as to what's going to be happening, or attempted even, in the Chapter 5 Season 3 mini-event. Again, like we saw the Pandora's Box Titan Hand one in Chapter 5 Season 1, and the Statue Pandora's Box event in Chapter 5 Season 2. As of right now, we sadly don't have a specific date for this, however, we do know the storyline is coming to a close thanks to this loading screen being leaked in 30.30, showing the flip side of the factions at war this season, the Wastelanders versus the Underground. Of course, Hope specifically from the Underground this season having a large interest in these Pandora's Box mini gems for this shard that's put together, again shown in the loading screen, which seems to be resembling a lot about Fortnite's near future, or even now. This is thanks to the constellations drawn in them, very basic shapes, however this one resembles Hope, the bottom one a sword correlating to the Marvel theme season, this one the Ghost logo, the faction that we saw back in Chapter 2 Season 2 between Ghost and Shadow, and finally this top one that doesn't seem to look like anything at first glance but actually matches up to Doctor Doom's eyes with the codename Doom in the files. In case you've been living under a rock and haven't seen the 2024 roadmap, or know that Doctor Doom is the face of Chapter 5 Season 4, or the placeholder resemblance kind of for it indicated right here, which happens to be the 7th edition comic book artwork of the Fantastic Four as this placeholder for where Chapter 5 Season 4 is meant to sit, with clear resemblances also to the Wanderer in terms of the cloak that Doctor Doom is actually wearing, specifically the God Emperor Doom style, where the cloak actually is white thanks to Communic Gaming provided. As we know, Megalodon is working with the Wanderer, of course, with us transitioning into this Marvel themed season, with the only Marvel indications toward future developments or map changes now being the Stark Beacons, with even more developments to happen to the Wanderer, such as the inner Galaxy Cloak style. It's believed, of course, that the Wanderer may be Doctor Doom. After all, it's poured out right here thanks to Hypex Season 4 info. There's an upcoming POI codenamed Angle Patch and a Battle Pass skin with a green cape with the same codename, potentially a Doctor Doom skin and boss like we see in the leaked roadmap. This is where it gets incredibly interesting, guys, and all ties together, as somebody replied to that post on July 21st before today's announcement of Robert Downey Jr. that we're going to show in a second, second, stating, "Please read this. The reason for the possibility is because there's a chance Tony Stark's actor Robert Downey Jr. is said/supposed to return to the MCU, but as a special variant of Tony Stark that turned into Doctor Doom." This would make sense for the Stark beacons on the island right now and the Wanderer wandering around it, almost like Iron Man has turned into Doctor Doom himself from once was Tony Stark. But how this all physically makes sense in terms of integrating the MCU as a forefront of Fortnite again, as Chapter 5 Season 4, like Chapter 2 Season 4, is going to be an entirely Marvel-themed season, is because of this official reveal today from Robert Downey Jr., and despite the clip obviously showing him revealing himself as the new Doctor Doom, Discussing Film says this has already become one of the most popular top 15 most viewed Instagram videos with 212 million views. Remember Donald Mustard, the ex-CCO of Epic Games, which we had to thank for the amazing storyline we saw flourish between the Seven and the Imagined Order? He not only works for the Russo brothers now, and because of this has been posting on X or Twitter Doomsday with a picture of Doctor Doom, kinda still being connected to Fortnite somewhat, as Doctor Doom's going to be a huge part of next season, which I thought was a nice touch. But speaking of the war between the Imagined Order and the Seven, did you guys know it was not only revealed or planned early before Valerie came to the game that she'd be studying the Seven, almost involving them in the future storyline for certain, as you can see from this concept artwork of the early loading screen before it became this that we have in game right now. The earlier versions literally showed not only the Foundation, the leader of the Seven, but also the Order being another member of the Sisters within the Seven. Further confirmation of the Seven returning is thanks to the opposing faction. The Imagined Order hinted at returning thanks to the new Cybertruck cinematic trailer reveal showing a tank with the Imagined Order logo on it. As we all know, Epic Games love foreshadowing things way in advance and tying that back to the Imagined Order versus the Seven in the Chapter 3 Season 2 trailer. As you can see, these seem to be the Nitro Fists used early by Gunnar, which almost looks identical in terms of the physique of Megalodon, and obviously they do have physical resemblances also, despite being different designs. As Vengeance Jones is the only one with memories of the past prior to the Big Bang, of course, working with the Seven prior to this actually happening or on the side of them. As we all know, he started working with Dr. Sloan toward the end of Chapter 4, going back to OG with the Time Machine mashup and such, and with her now being studied alongside Jones and even Peely shown in the Weapon X bunker after it opening. As Chapter 5 Season 4 is the last season before we go back to OG Chapter 2, meaning something crazy is going to have to happen to make this occur, such as a Time Machine scale or like event once again. This definitely points toward the return of not only Dr. Sloan, but even the Seven, and further proof for Dr. Sloan actually returning is thanks to a ton of mythics that we know of leaked for Season 4 already. Hypex posted this July 11th, dual SMGs, Amphil Launcher V2, Super Launch Pad, Wolverine's Claws, and Striker Burst Rifle V2. Not only were Anvil launchers introduced in Chapter 3 Season 2, this war-themed season between the Imagined Order and the Seven, but this very season Dr. Sloan, the last time we saw her on the island, had a Striker Burst Rifle as a mythic boss that she held and we could pick up upon eliminating her. Is it a coincidence that this is being worked on again now and something else from the same season being the Anvil launcher in a revamped V2 form, with this teased appearance of tanks once again belonging to the Imagined Order? I think not, but with the release of Deadpool and Wolverine in their pen and ink forms now in the item shop, I'm an Epic partner, so don't forget to enter code FM1 for when this does roll around, or picking up anything else. There's nobody doing it like me and Charlie the Charcoal Pug. Not only is it a no-brainer for Wolverine's Claws specifically to return as mentioned on this list, but so many of the other previous mythic abilities of Marvel characters from Chapter 2 Season 4, but also new upcoming ones such as what Sheena posted about for Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four. Potential Sue Storm mythic for Season 4, Fortnite is working on a new gameplay mechanic feature called Illusory Walls. The big letters usually have a deeper meaning. The initials could mean Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. It would also fit the season theme. Remember on the roadmap, this is the 7th edition of the Fantastic Four comic book, so the Fantastic Four overall, being Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing, could perfectly fit as half of the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass, as we see 8 outfits contained between level 1 and 100, including the secret skin every season, and with it being confirmed thanks to LEGO meshes being revealed of Gwenpool that she's upcoming, of course, as a Marvel character, which likely means she's in the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass, as Galactus has also teased to be returned last season from interacting with the Amwa NPC when asking about the Endless Stars, stating this, implying Galactus' return and he's still out there after being hungry from trying to snuff out the 0 point. I'm not saying a huge event's going to reoccur again, as we don't know where he teleported to after being defeated in the Nexus War. However, Galactus never came to the game as a skin despite already being ready and leaked way back then prior to the Nexus War event with him involved actually starting. Does this make Galactus the potential next or 6th skin in the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass? And as we're in an alternate reality now thanks to the Big Bang event occurring and the timey-wimey things going going on? Could this mean in the next trailer cinematic, to tie Megalodon and Hope and every character in the storyline right now together, he ditches the mask and remembers his memories of the past, being Gunner? Or will he get defeated before then? You'll have to let me know your theories down below in the comments. Drop a like if you like the sound of that though, subscribe with all noties on so you don't miss any future uploads. Who else is doing it like me and Charlie the Charcoal Pug, getting a giant cutout to simply show our love and support to the community, rocking the code. YouTube knows where you want to go to now though, so click either of these two videos, it's recommended you whilst you wait for the very next upload I publish here on the channel.